Hey, welcome. In this video, I'm going to be highlighting some really special art supplies. What makes them completely different from the rest is the fact that they are by artists for artists. I'll include books, planners, paints, palettes, and so much more, so be sure to watch the video. I'll leave everything linked down below in the description, as well as the social media of these artists as well. Some of them I've bought, some of them I've gifted, some of them I've even won. So it's a really special video that I am so glad to finally be making. There were so many obstacles to making this that it was actually ridiculous, but the fact that you're seeing this means that I made it and that I persevered, so I am so glad. Some of these artists I also mentioned in my last video where I highlighted my favorite art memberships and art supplies, so be sure to check those out as well. To start things off, we have something that is really special to me, and that is this digital planner that has been created by my sister. I am so proud, I am so blown away, I am so amazed. It is a 12-week digital planner that you can use to get organized, to get together, and because it is undated, you can use it as often as you need it. I will leave it linked down below in the description for you, and I hope that you love it as much as I do. Thank you so much in advance for anyone who shows love to my sister. I'll really appreciate it. And with no further ado, next I want to highlight Kristy Rice, who I'm sure many of you know. She is a wonderful artist who is here on YouTube as well and just creates an array of inspiring videos sharing the joy of art, but also specifically the joy of creating with watercolor. But on top of that, she also makes wonderful art supplies, which I am going to be highlighting here. I'm going to start off with my favorites, which are just the beautifully decorated watercolor palettes. I think her art is so beautiful and unique. I love the fact that they have encouraging words on them, and I love the fact that they are so well designed. This one is my favorite by far. I just think it's so cute. I love the colors. It's decorated front and back. They come empty, so they have empty half pans on the inside with like rose gold detailing. And in terms of like, even not only are they beautiful, but in terms of like thinking of a practical point of view, I love the fact that they have an extra mixing well. So a lot of the time mixing wells of this size will have 4, but this one has 5, and this smaller one will normally have 2, but this one has 3. So it's like one of those little random things that I look for that I'm glad that these palettes also have. And they come in a range of different designs, and these are just some of the art supplies that Kristy makes that I'm highlighting, but there's more. So definitely be sure to check out her YouTube channel or her membership in terms of Patreon, or her art store to get more of these supplies. I have been moderating for Kristy's live streams for a while now, and as a thank you, she sent me these these gifts like a while back, which was really kind and totally unnecessary, but I'm just so excited and so glad that she did. So because they come empty, they are always the perfect excuse to fill up with curated palettes, and this one is one that I made with my art members. So just to sidetrack a little bit and back myself, because why not, I do have an art membership where I have workshops, live demonstrations, Zoom sessions, exclusive videos, resources, art challenges, process videos, and just so much more. The aim of it is for us to have like a friendly, ad-free, creative space where we can really just talk about our joy for creating art, as well as our joy for art supplies, and have a wonderful community. So I'll leave that linked down below in the description for you. But one of the things that we did, or that we have done a couple of times, is actually put together our own special palettes. I think it is the perfect excuse to use colors that you haven't thought of before, or colors that you've been ignoring a little bit, or even just discover new colors and new favorites that perhaps you haven't given that much attention to recently, because we're creatures of habit. So we created the winter palette, and that is what I've put into Kristy's palette, but we've also created the autumn palette, favorites palette, and so much more. So I'm just sharing this because I love and really enjoy doing it, just in case you do too. Sometimes, if you're looking for an extra thing to do for inspiration, then try and make your own limited palette and see what art you can create with it. And if you want to do that together, then be sure to check out my membership. These are just a quick flip through or some of the art pieces and artwork that I have either done in the membership, inspired by the membership, and also just separate to the membership, because I love creating art. For process videos, be sure to check out my membership, but to see the sketchbook tours, then be sure to check out the playlist, which I will also leave linked for you. But with no further ado, let us continue looking at some really awesome art supplies. I just want to highlight a couple more beautiful palettes just so that you can see the designs that are inside it. This cute adorable blue one, I've added handmade watercolors, so I'll be showing you this palette a little later as well, but it is one of Kristy's palettes with some handmade watercolors inside. When it comes to the palette that I think has one of the prettiest designs as well, it is the Art for Joy's Sake palette. Now this palette comes with watercolors inside and such a unique and interesting selection of colors, which I must admit I am still trying to find my feet with. It definitely pushes me outside my comfort zone. It's not colors that I would have ever thought of putting together, but for reasons unknown, they kind of work. And it's a set that I have had fun with. I initially swatched it out in a live stream, so if you want to check that out, then by all means please feel free to do so. Now what's so interesting is, like, even when you look at it, it has like the brightest, most neon yellow, and initially it's called Fearless. That's the color that I was most apprehensive about, but it's the color that I use most in this set. I don't know how, I don't know why. Similar to when I got gouache and I accidentally got neon yellow, again another color that I kept using and I didn't know how or why, but I kept being drawn to that color. And here is some of the artwork that I created on that live stream using this palette, and as you can see, it's a completely different like color scheme, completely different, but it works. Certainly a lot of fun to explore and to try and use. The design on the palette itself, as well as the reminder, is one of my favorites. So I don't know, I may add some of my favorite colors inside it, or just create a curated palette specifically for this palette so that I can create more and use it more, because I do want to give it more attention in 2025. And as I've mentioned, this is also one of my favorites. So between the two, I'm not sure. I guess I like the kind of like pinkier palettes, which I wouldn't have expected for myself, but that's what I'm drawn to. So those are the palettes, and there are more on Kristy's website, so be sure to check that out. In addition to that, Kristy also has some brushes, which I'm going to be showing you here. I haven't used them as of yet, just because I haven't had as much time to create art and to use everything as I would love to, courtesy of having a full-time job. But these brushes look really lovely. I just love the interesting shapes that they come with. I also love the fact that they have encouraging words and sayings on the handles as well, and they're just lovely and unique. So they come with dagger brushes, round brushes, filbert brushes, cat's tongue brushes, and one of my favorites, the dagger brush as well. Now this one is the Free From Fear brush set. And then the other brush set, which I think has some of my favorite shapes, is the Art for Joy's Sake brush set. I think what makes this stand out is that it has the flat brush, which if you've seen my artwork recently, you'll have seen is a shape that I'm really drawn to at the moment and can't seem to stop using. And as well as that, it also has a dagger brush. So I just really love the shapes that are included in this set, and I'm looking forward to using them in the new year. They also come in these linen cases that you can use as a pencil case too. Kristy was kind enough to also include this Joy Chaser travel brush, and as you know, I love urban sketching, so I'll also hopefully get some use out of this if I finally get to travel next year. Kristy has so many more art supplies, so be sure to check out her shop for more. And a super special thank you to her for sending me this gift. She has no idea that I'm making this video. It was a true and completely unexpected and unnecessary gift, but I'm so grateful for it. So yeah, be sure to show her some love. Next, we have another artist whose art I am completely blown away by. You'll have seen her mentioned in my previous video about favorite Patreons that I really enjoy, and that is Sarah Burns. She has the YouTube channel called Sarah Burns Studio, and on there she creates incredible videos sharing her passion and love for not only Scotland and being outdoors in nature, but also creating art and landscape pieces, and just how to use gouache, how to use watercolor, and how to use all of that to create truly breathtaking artwork. I think that her YouTube is like a treasure trove for anyone who wants to learn about gouache, for anyone who's looking for inspiration, for anyone who wants to know about her art process and more. And so it's no surprise that I bought both of her books, and I love both of her books, and I still can't figure out which one is my favorite. After all this time, So I hope that they are still available for sale. If not, I hope that you get to catch version volume 2. But Sarah has an array of resources, from her books to her prints to her Patreon membership to her YouTube channel. So there's definitely something that she creates that you will be able to enjoy, especially if you want to invest in learning how to paint landscapes. Now, the kind of books that I am drawn to are books that are full of inspiration. And so Sarah's books don't disappoint at all. She has lots of references of stunning Scotland. She also has lots of pictures of her sketchbooks and her artwork and her process. And I just absolutely love both of them. I still struggle to pick an absolute favourite. I feel like if I had to, then it would probably be Sketches.n.Scrubs, just because I love the pieces that she has in there. But honestly, I feel like both sketchbooks complement themselves really well, and I really enjoyed reading through both of them. They are both really, really wonderful books, and books that I enjoy flipping through for inspiration, for ideas, and for motivation as well. So I think that if you are interested in creating landscape work, if you are interested in Sarah's artwork, if you're even interested in the business side of being an artist, both of these books are really great options for you. If I had to advise which one to pick, I would say that if you want to know more about the business side of things, and also Sarah as an artist and her development in her style and her work, then Brush Mileage is probably for you. Whereas if you are interested in Sarah's approach of creating artwork more so, and kind of focusing a little bit more on the artwork side of things and plein air painting, then Sketches.n.Scrubs is for you. But both of them work really well together. As I say, if you're into the kind of books that I'm into, which is inspiring books that make you want to get your paints out and you learn lots and they have lots of pictures, then both of them are great options, and definitely be sure to check out everything else that Sarah has. Speaking of staying inspired, next we have these. So these are the color cubes by Sarah Renae Clark. I bought them over a year ago and I have really been enjoying them. In case you haven't seen them, just to give you a bit of a synopsis, they are 500 references as well as palettes, which are numbered, have codes on the back. But I feel like where they truly stand out is just the fact that you can literally pick out a random one and use it to paint, use it to draw, use it to just pick out the colors that you want. And it's great for the times that you don't know what to create, or you're looking for an extra challenge, an extra bit of inspiration, as I said, or just extra color palettes. In honesty, I love using them more so for the color palettes than the references, but I love the fact that the references are there, because sometimes it is easy to get into analysis paralysis or decision fatigue, where you don't know what to sketch, and you can literally just pull these out and use them. I feel like Denise Love also uses these in a really beautiful way, uses them to kind of select color palettes and then create abstract art from it. And I've done that a couple of times as well, and it's just really enjoyable to make use of the palette. The beauty of the fact that the references are royalty free is also that you can use them to create your own artwork. For example, I've used this image from Unsplash and used it to create. So if you wanted to sell your artwork based on these references, you could, and you can also find them quite easily online as well. So I think that they are like a novel gift, a novel art supply. If you don't want to search online and you don't want to put all your references together, you have 500 at your fingertips. And there is both so I got the full range. So I got these 2 color cubes, and I also got the online version, where again you have these same references but as a digital PDF, just in case you want to have it on your phone or your laptop and have it easily accessible with you, rather than carrying the 500 cards with you as well. So whichever one you like, whether you like analog or digital, there's an option for both, and I really enjoy having them. And again, this is another thing that I hope to use even more so in the new year. But also in terms of like staying inspired, it makes me eager to also use the references that I have and to keep them together, and to also think about like different color schemes that I have. Basically, it stimulates lots of other ideas, and there's no reason why you can't get this set as well, or also make palettes out of the references that you have that you find inspiring, because the options are limitless. And it was something that I wanted for absolutely ages and eventually got for myself a couple of years ago. Now, Sarah was kind enough to send me this gift, which honestly, I don't know if this is just me. Let me know if it's also you, but I love like nice boxes. I keep nice boxes. Does that make sense? So quite a lot of the time I'm really happy about the packaging. So I'm super excited about this packaging. You probably know what it is if you've already like seen Sarah's YouTube channel. If you haven't, definitely be sure to check it out. She's recently changed her setup. So she's really creating like almost like production videos that take months and months to put together and just have so much inspiration and so much information inside. And she has one that's like mixed media that I have saved to go back to time and time again, because it's just so amazing. It literally makes me want to get out all of my art supplies and to create. And as you know, I have been loving mixed media recently. But with no further ado, let me focus on what she has actually very kindly sent to me as a gift, and that is this undated planner that she has created. You may know that I love stationery as well as art supplies, probably no surprise to anyone. And so when I found out that she was having a planner and when she offered to send it to me, I was super excited and completely jumped at the chance. What makes this one special is the fact that she has created these lovely patterns on the edge and some separate patterns where you can actually color in. So I think this is geared towards colorists, people who love coloring pencils, who love markers, and just want to have, I guess, like a relaxing experience when creating in their planners. And I think that it's such a lovely idea. The paper is probably too thin for watercolor in my experience. I don't know if anyone's done videos testing it out. If you'd like me to do that, then please let me know. But I just love the concept and the idea. And as I said, I am trying to get my life together, so I need a planner. I'm getting them in multiple forms, digital, paper, however I can, to just try and get things together. I did choose to get the undated one. So there's a dated version for 2025 as well as an undated one. I feel like I love the flexibility that comes with having an undated planner. Probably, ironically, I should get something that's less flexible, but I just love the fact that even if I miss a month or skip a month, it doesn't really feel like I've wasted that section of the planner, because I can just write in the days and the dates that actually apply to me. And that is why I more often than not try to stick with undated planners, especially the ones that are like really nice and really special. That being said, there are both options and I'll leave both of them linked down below for you. In addition to that, she has also sent me some stickers to make me even more organized so that I can use it in whatever planner I am using. And I opted for the colorful one. I think especially given how gloomy it is in the UK right now, the idea of having some like nice bright stickers in my planner that help me stay organized just made sense to me. I must admit, this is a massive planner. It was bigger than I anticipated, but that is fine. It's gonna be like a stay-at-home studio planner, maybe even like a YouTube planner kind of thing. Ooh, let me know, do you like dated or undated? Curious, random. But let's continue, because I have so many more supplies to show you and I keep getting distracting myself. Next, we have this super cute and unique calendar by Melanie Chadwick. Now, you may recognize her for a number of reasons. She has a really awesome YouTube channel as well. And I mentioned her in my last video under the favorites because I've really been enjoying her Substack, which is like the equivalent of a Patreon. As part of her Substack, she was doing a giveaway and I won because I'm a member. And it was so cute because like she did a video where she picked out like a name from a jar and opened up the paper and my name was on it. And it's so funny because you never think that it's going to be you who wins. Like I entered, but I didn't think that I would win. And then I won and I was really happy. I think what makes this so special is the fact that it is full of Melanie's artwork. She creates amazing mixed media pieces outdoors a lot of the time, inspired by her surroundings in Cornwall. Now, Cornwall is beautiful, so you can only but imagine how stunning these pieces of artwork are. And I love the fact that they have textures. I love the playful nature of it. And I, as you can probably tell, love seeing the works of other artists. And so this kind of combines it all and it's inspiring for a number of reasons. So it's like a normal calendar, as you will expect. And then if you look at this bit, you can see not only Melanie's artwork, but she's also provided prompts to kind of help inspire you. I think in part if you're going to create outdoors, but also there's nothing stopping you from creating from references. And then you also have her artwork and then the color schemes that she's used. And as you can probably tell, I just find all these pieces that we have that I have shown in terms of like the books and the artwork and the color cubes and the palettes, all of it just so inspiring. And I think that's one of the beautiful things about supporting artists. When you get their supplies or when you get their books or their calendars or their products, it's like a work of art in itself, and I just find them super inspiring. So yeah, I'm really happy to have this. I just wanted to show you the beginning because obviously I don't want to show you all of them, but I believe that they are still available, and Melanie also has zines available and prints and cards, so be sure to check out her art store for more. Next is this book. Now I feel like it's been mentioned in so many YouTube videos that I probably don't need to dedicate too much time to this because you've probably seen it already, but it is one of my favorite art books as well, and there is a reason why it is mentioned so often. It is Color and Light by James Gurney, who you probably know also has a YouTube channel but also creates so much more art outside of that as well. And this book is so phenomenal. Like, I love understanding color, I love understanding light, tonal values, all of that and more, and there are a couple of books that I feel really do that in an excellent way, and this is one of them, and I'm going to highlight a couple more later on in the video. And I just feel like it's again another book that as soon as I got it, I just read it all the way through, which is quite unusual for me because it's not that it's text light, but I feel like the text is so relevant and everything is kind of presented in a really helpful way. So it lots of inspiration, but also I think maybe one of my more technical books in terms of like learning more about creating art and how to, I guess, improve my artwork. So not just the inspiration side, but also the technical side. And I feel like it's just expressed in a really great way. And thus it is one of my favorite books. I don't really know what more there is to say about that, but basically if you want to learn more about color, if you want to learn more about color theory, about lights, about shadows, about how to make all of that work together, then I think that this is an excellent book to look towards, as you can see from the flip through, and as you will see by it being recommended so highly across like all mediums and across lots of different types of artists as well. So yeah, this is one of my favorite books. Speaking of which, one of my other favorites is this, which is The Artist's Little Book of Inspiration by Hazel Soan. This is a signed copy because I got to meet her a couple of times and it was a wonderful experience both times. I absolutely love Hazel's artwork. I love her understanding of color. I love her understanding of light. I love the way that she expresses motion. I love the way that she also like uses complementary colors and just like the whole thing. And so I absolutely adore this book because it is full of all of that and more. As it's the name, like it's full of inspiration, and I've done a flip through highlighting exactly why for my members as well. If you're interested, be sure to check out that video. But I just love the fact that she conveys like lots of little different exercises, how to do them. It's not medium specific because Hazel uses a range of different mediums, so whether you like watercolor or acrylics or oil, there is something in this book for you. I also really enjoy the way that she depicts a range of different subjects, so she may have like everyday scenes but then also have like safari scenes and I don't know, like a cup of coffee and just all of that and more, and it all ends up being a piece of art. So I just really enjoy it. Again, it's full of pictures, full of inspiration, and so it is a book that I absolutely adore, and it's even more special to me because it is a signed copy. But this is not the only Hazel Soan book that I have. It is the one that I have read cover to cover several times, and these are the new editions that I am excited to make my way through as well. Next, we have a book that I was so excited about that I got ages ago, and it's a 30-day sketchbook project by Minnie Small. If you've watched my favorite YouTube artist video, which is a little old now, you'll know that Minnie Small was one of my absolute favorite YouTube artists. Even before I started creating art, I used to really enjoy watching her YouTube videos as well as the ones by Teo Chi. And so when she made this book, I was super excited by it. I got it straight away. Staying true to my love of inspiring books, this is no different. It's a kind of book that you can really just dip in and out of to revive your creative practice in terms of like your sketchbook practice. It's divided into like 30 days, as the name says, full of exercises and things that you can try in your sketchbook. I love it because the ideas that she has in there are quite different to what I would normally think of or what I would normally do. So it is the kind of book that I can pull out if I really want to try something a little bit different. So it's not just all landscapes, it's not all portraits, it's not all X, Y, and Z, it's just a range of different exercises. And as always, one of my favorite bits is the fact that her artwork is also inside the book throughout. So again, I can draw inspiration from that as well as the exercises that she has outlined. If you enjoy the kind of books that I have outlined in this video and you want to see all the books in my shelf, then please feel free to let me know and I can make a separate video about that. I just never know if that's the kind of thing that people are interested in, but yeah, I hope that you find it inspiring. I'm not done yet because I have another awesome supply to. Now next we are going to be talking about KHannah Honey Hues. Now I have put them in Kristy's beautiful palette, and inside these are handmade watercolors that have been made. The colors are really lovely, and honestly, having created a few watercolors myself, it has really made me appreciate the fact that making watercolor is a true labor of love, and it's just made me cherish these paints even more so. I will leave her linked down below because she also has dot cards and she makes ceramic palettes as well, and just so much more. And these are the colors that she very kindly gifted to me, I think over a year now, and I have had them, I've kept them super preciously, and I've enjoyed them, and I just thought that I should share them with you again. Next, we have both the book and the Domestika course by Inga Buividavice. I have enjoyed both of them. I feel like in both of them she shares and highlights the beauty, the freedom, the looseness, and the cool effects that you can get with watercolor. Her art is expressive, it's interesting, it's unique, and through both the course and the book, she kind of puts across how she achieved this, and also I guess gives you the freedom to experiment and to try it out yourself and to get some really cool effects as well. So slightly different to the books that I have shown you before in that it's a little bit more instructional, but it's still very much an inspiring book, like the kind of book that you can pick up and be like, you know what, I'm just going to play with watercolor and see what happens, and more times than not you will be surprised by what happens. I also really love her understanding of color theory and how she puts colors together. Like, she has a really good eye for color, I feel, and I have enjoyed both her book and the Domestika course, which I will leave linked for you in the description. If you use the code Sketches.n.Scrubs 10 off, which I know is a mouthful, but if you use it, then you will get 10% off her course and any course as well. And at the moment they are doing a crazy sale where a lot of the courses are just 99 pence, so like £1, $1 basically. So if you are interested in taking courses, then definitely be sure to check out the description down below. If you don't know where to start, let me highlight a couple of my favorite courses. One is Inga's, which is called Artistic Floral Watercolor, Connect with Nature. The other one is Architectural Sketching with Watercolor and Ink by Hilkurtz. Really enjoyed that. And then another one is Creative Watercolor Techniques for Beginners by McKendry. I will leave all of them linked down below. That felt like a total side quest, but it's still relevant, and I still hope that it inspires you. It is artists hard at work creating really incredible courses, and those are some of my favorites. Now, I hope that you have enjoyed taking a look into some of these amazing art supplies, books, resources, and more by all these wonderful artists. I'll leave everything linked down below. If you'd like to join my membership, I would love to have you there as well. If you loved this video, then you will definitely love these next ones where I highlight some novel art supplies and some of my absolute favorite art supplies and resources. If you are still watching, then you are the realest of the real MVPs, and I really appreciate you. Let me know that you're still watching by telling me what was your favorite from this video, or if there's an artist or small business that you would like to shout out, then definitely be sure to do so, and the rest of us can check it out. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have a wonderful Christmas and a happy new year. God bless. Bye.